my baby. She knows how to rock and roll. She drives me crazy. She gives me hot and cold fever, leaves me in a cold, cold sweat. Hi, how you doing? Justin here. Today we are checking out the Queen classic Crazy Little Thing Called Love. Now, I've included it in the beginner's songbook, but to be honest, if you're a beginner and you can really nail this song, you're definitely kind of pushing the boundary of beginner. You're probably more like an intermediate guitar player. But there's a few things that you can do in this song to kind of simplify it a bit, change some of the bar chords for power chords, that kind of thing. You can leave out some of the riffs. So it is actually a pretty good beginner's tune, just you might not expect to be able to play all of the bits right away. But as you progress as a guitar player, you can add all of those bits in, and that's what I think is a really, really great thing, is learning songs that you can play as a beginner, but that'll grow with you as you develop as a guitar player and learn new skills and better your technique and stuff. So the first step for learning any song, I think, should be a really simplified version of the chords. Make sure you know all of the chords, you know how long you're going to stay on each one and where the chord changes are. Make sure you get used to doing it in time with just real simple strumming before you add in anything fancy. So the very first part is basically a D chord, regular old D chord, and then we're adding little finger down on the 3rd fret of the thinner string to get a D sus4 chord for the... I'm going to talk a bit more about that strumming pattern because it's very specific and the way we use that. But a really good kind of first step for learning the verse would be just to simplify it to a regular old D chord. So we'd have the D chord, this D, called a second bar of D, then to G, 2, 3, 4, C to G, back to D, for 2 bars, a bar of G, 2 beats on C, 2 beats on G, and then a bar of D chord, 2 beats on B flat, 2 beats on C, and then another bar of D, and then another bar of D, but we just stop on beat 1. Okay, let me take you through that again. Now, if B flat chord and C chord here, I'm doing them both as either power chords or bar chords, okay? So if you're a beginner, you probably want to be doing a power chord, okay? So just the first finger on the 1st fret of the 5th string, making sure that the tip of your 1st finger mutes the thicker string. That's the big deal. And 3rd finger, 4th finger goes down, both in the 3rd fret on strings 4 and 3. Now to get to a C chord, you could jump to an open C chord, but it sounds a lot better on this particular place to go B flat, C, and then to your regular open D chord, right? If you're familiar with your A-shape bar chords, then you want to be doing a full B flat chord to C, and then to your open D chord again, okay? So beginners, you're going to stick with power chords. Intermediate kind of level guitar players, you want to be using your full B flat to C bar chords, A-shape bar chords. So let's run through that one more time. So this D for a second bar, then a bar of G, half a bar of C, half a bar of G, and back to D for 2 bars, and then to G, and then C to G, I ain't D chord, B flat, C, D, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, there's a second verse, which is the same chords. It cries like a baby in the C to G, back to D, and it jives. G's all over like a C to G, it ain't D chord, B flat, C to D, 2, 3, 4, stop. Then we're in the G chord for 2 bars. Then we got a bar of C and a back to G. She drives me B flat for 2 bars. And then we got E to A to F, 2, 3, 4. And then we've got that funny little riff going on there. So let's run back through the bridge again. So we're starting the bridge on a G chord, so it had a little stop there at the end of the verse. There goes my G chord, which is for 2 bars. Then 1 bar of C, C to the rock and back to G. She drives me B flat for 2 bars. And then E to A to F, 2, 3, 4, 1. The one part of this song that's really difficult to explain is the rhythm of the riff that comes at the end of the bridge, okay? It's not difficult to play, it's not difficult at all. You'll definitely be able to do it, but try and count the rhythm is actually really difficult. It's a bit of a tongue twister to get it out right. So I'm not going to be teaching you the count for this little bit. I'm going to show you the fingers now and play it a couple of times through so that you will be able to play it. If you really want to know the count, okay, it's actually crotchet triplets, which is playing 3 notes over 2 beats, so you end up having 6 notes in the bar. That's what's going on. But far too complicated to try and explain in this lesson. So I'm going to make a little diagram and put it up on the website on the related page for this song. So those of you that really want to get into the understanding of what's going on rhythmically there, you can go and check that out. But what I'd recommend for now is that you just listen to the original recording, listen to me playing it and figure it out that way. It's not difficult to play. We start with the 3rd finger on the 5th fret of the 5th string, and then we're going to use 2nd finger on the 4th fret, 1st finger on the 3rd fret, all on the 5th string. Then we do exactly the same on the 6th string, the thicker string. Okay, 5th fret, 4th fret, 3rd fret, okay? Then we're going to play the open E string, the thicker string, with a little bit of palm mute, I would recommend, 6 times. And then we're going to do a little rundown, which is going to be twice on the open A string with a down and up. Everything so far would have been all down picks, except for this little part where you go down, up on the A, then 2nd finger on the 3rd fret of the thicker string, down, up. 1st finger, 2nd fret, still on the thicker string, down and up, then the open E string, down and up, and then we're into the verse. So that little section, again, it's this. It's definitely worth learning because it's loads of fun once you get it nailed down. You know, playing along that part along with the original recording is definitely worth it because it's a real kind of fancy sounding little moment if you can keep you cool and play all the way through it. So let's check out the rhythm now for the main riff. It's a really iconic little part, and as soon as you start playing it, everyone will know what song it is, so it's really worth spending a bit of time on. First of all, I recommend muting all the strings off. Just wrap all your fingers around the strings so you've got a nice muted thing, and let's have a look at the strumming pattern. So we've got this down, up, down, up, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, up, down, up, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. So all we're doing really is we're missing the down strum that would normally be on beat 3. Again, 1 and 2 and miss, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, miss, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, miss, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, up, down, up. Definitely want to make sure that you kind of got the feeling of that, and make sure that your hand doesn't stop moving. Of course, it should always be continually moving. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Okay? Spend a little bit of time on that first of all, and then you're going to have your D chord down. You're going to go down, up, down, up. Okay? So we're going to do the first down strum and the up strum with the regular D chord. On beat 2 is where we put our little finger down for the sus, and then we lift it up again for immediately afterwards for the and. So 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and down, up, miss, up, down, miss, up, down, up, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1. It's such a, you know, an all-time kind of classic strumming pattern and riff there. Really, really iconic. When it comes to the next 2 bars, I'd recommend that you stick with a fairly simple kind of a strumming pattern, maybe something along the lines of down, 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 up, down. 1, 2, 3 and 4. For the G chord, on the C to G, that's the 2 chords in the 1 bar, will be down and down on the C chord, and then down, up, down on the G. So on the G, 1, 2, 3 and 4. 1, 2, 3 and 4. Down, 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 up, down, 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 up, down. Down, 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 up, down, 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 up, down. Would be what I'd recommend, but you could use lots of variations on that. So if you're kind of feeling it slightly differently, you want to put a few more up strums in or whatever, you know, there's lots of different things that you could do that really sound cool on that little section. I'd probably stay with the same strumming pattern again when it comes back to the D and it's got the B flat to C part as well. I'd still be kind of 1, 2, 3 and 4, 1, 2, 3 and 4, 1. You know, you want to keep it just nice and simple. This sort of song, it doesn't need anything more fancy going on. There's quite a few tricksy bits as it is. So let's just go through now once through the verse and make sure that we got that strumming sorted out. So nice and slow, 2, 3, 4, D, down, up, down, up, down, 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 up, down, 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 up, back to the D, to the riff, down, up, down, up, down, 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 up, down, 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 up, down, 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 up, down, B flat, down, up, down on the C to D. I can't remember now actually whether there's a little sus on that last D before the verse 2. Hate that. I need to study these songs or make notes a little bit better. Whether it's there or not, you can either just stay on the D or add the little sus4 thing. I think it sounds good both ways, so it's really up to you which one you fancy doing, I guess. When it comes to the bridge, there's definitely a kind of a very strong hit on the C. So what I mean by that is that there goes my baby, she knows how to rock and roll, she drives me crazy. So on the C chord, what I tend to do is strum the chord with the downstroke and then lift the chord off and kind of let my third finger roll down a little bit on the string. So it kind of makes a mute. So I'm not muting with this hand, I'm just folding my fingers over. It's not exactly, it's not like a proper mute. It's just kind of letting it stop and accenting that beat a little bit. So G, here's the C, G, then to B flat, and it's got it again there on the E, 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 A, and I'm just pressing the chord down and then relaxing the chord, so a lot of the notes are stopping. I'm not trying to make it a dead mute. Okay, it's not dead silence in between each chord because that would sound kind of weird. It's just relax the chord. I'm kind of letting the fingers fold down a bit on the E to the A as well. So G, 2, 3, 4, down, down, up, down, up, down, 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 up, down, up, down, 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 up, down, up, down, 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 up, down, up, down, 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 F, 2, 3, 4. Then we got the riff. And we're back to the... Now it's also important here to point out the guitar solo because it's got different chords to the rest. So the guitar solo is starting on B flat for 2 bars. 1, 2, 3, 4, D, G, D, 2, 3, 4, B flat, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, E, A, F, 2, 3, 4, 1. And we've got that bridge again. So let me take that guitar solo again from the B flat. 1, 2, 3, 4, down, down, up, down, up, down, D, G, D, 2, 3, 4, B flat, down, 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 up, down. Then to E, A, F, 2, 3, 4, then the riff. Okay, now again, the rhythm that you're going to use underneath that guitar solo, there's a lot of different patterns there that you use. So long as you keep that hand moving consistently, it's going to come out all right. Okay, that's the really big deal with all of these things. You just want to make sure that that strumming hand, it just keeps moving because that'll keep you locked into the groove there, you know. And again, if you're struggling with a particular section, mute up the chords for a bit and just try and play along like this. See if you can play along with the original recording, just doing this muted strumming. It's really, really good practice. It really kind of expose any issues that you have with your timekeeping and make your playing better overall. I think it's a really big deal and something that I'm sure you'll find will help you with your playing of this tune. I'm sure you're going to have a whole lot of fun playing this song. It is a little bit tricky for beginners, but I think it's really worth it because it's a great fun one to play along with the original recording. And yes, I've already put the solo on my to-do list, so that lesson's going to be happening very soon as well. Have a lot of fun with it. I'll see you for plenty more lessons and songs very soon. You take care of yourselves. Bye-bye.